Hey, what's up, nerds? My name is Bubba, and I'm joined by my bestie in the whole wide Westie, Maddie Wambier.
Hello. You know, people are going to actually think that's how you say my last name.
I know. Anna told me not that long ago, actually. She was like, you got to stop doing that. And I was like, I can't.
It's too late now. Yeah, and then I'll tell people, oh, actually, it's warm beer. And they're like, you're lying to me.
Yeah,
like,
that sounds stupid.
For real.
Nobody's last name would be warm beer.
I'm not kidding you.
So it is warm. Matt Warmbeer is his real name.
Thank you.
And do I have people all the time that come up to me and go, is your name Bubba? Did your parents name you Bubba? And I'm
not on the birth certificate, but I mean, they called you that. So
yeah, my parents, I guess, didn't have the forethought to name me Bubba, because who would do that to their child?
Well, they wanted to make sure you were a junior.
Nobody has ever called me Junior.
Well,
if
you keep calling me Warmbier, I'll have to start calling you Junior.
Well, if you're gonna say it, you gotta say it right. You don't. The R is silent.
Junior.
Wambier.
Oh, sorry.
No, yeah, Junior. Oh, that R. I gotcha. Oh man. Well, hey guys, we are the Beard Bros, and you're watching Matt and Bubba in the morning. And we are so glad that you guys are here. We're a couple of the founders here at Love Thy Nerd, and just so that everybody knows who we are and what we do, I'm the CEO of this here organization, and Matt is the COO.
Say what?
Dude, surprise! Oh man, no, we love tabletop games. We love. I say games. We love tabletop experiences.
We do, yes.
Because
that's more like it.
Kids play games, right? That makes us sound, like we're adults. I don't know. That's barely true. Look at all the stuff behind me. Look at that thing behind Matt.
That's fine.
No, the picture.
This whole thing. Oh, that one. Yeah, I need to have my head right here so you can see. Yeah. There's a blank spot. I just moved into this room not long ago, and there's still a blank spot right there.
I love it. It's not like you don't have stuff to put on that wall.
I just haven't made it happen. I want to find the right thing.
You could do it. I believe
you can't see, but there's more stuff all around that. It's just I was leaving a bottom spot for who knows what.
Whodybody knows.
Whodybody knows. So, yeah. Hey, today we're talking about 13 expansions. 13. You
ever watch that movie, 13 Ghosts?
No.
That's I'm sorry to go on a tangent here, but that's one of my.
Almost.
That's one. Yeah, maybe that's what it was. Is you put the ghosts in the chat there? That's one of my favorite kind of guilty pleasure, stupid, barely horror movies that I like to watch.
Is it scary?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really. But anyway, I had to hunt it down to watch it online. I mean, hunt it down.
Oh, you could probably gotten a VHS.
I think it's only available on VHS. Yeah, it's good though. Anyway, 13 must-have expansions for maybe what is your favorite tabletop game.
I found you can get $6 on VHS.
Yeah. Well, then I gotta buy a $300 VHS player.
I mean,
and a CRT TV. Get out of here.
Yeah, you're right.
Might as well just walk down a local Blockbuster and open an account.
Oh man!
Did you see Netflix they've got a Blockbuster show in the works?
Oh yeah, I did see that. I
can't wait.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
I'm interested. 13 must-have expansions. That's what we're going to talk about today. But there's a few things before we get on with that. LTN Con's coming up here in just about a month, and if you haven't signed up, we'll wait.
Oh, pause for effect. This is the best part if you're listening, on the radio, or if you're listening.
Well, I said we'll wait.
YouTube's.
We'll wait.
We'll wait. That's
You're gonna want to be there. It's gonna be a blast. I am really trying not to freak out that it's so close. I think we're pretty well.
So close.
Things are in hand, but I feel like you want to make sure everything's perfect, and I think it's going to be perfect for you all. It's going to be. Well, it is going to be in southern Indiana, New Albany, my hometown, and I want you to be there. I guess it's my.
Well, I mean, I will be there, man. Right?
I want you all to be there.
Oh, everybody as well. Got it.
So make it happen. if you have questions, please let us know. We would love to answer all of them. And if you're having a hard time figuring out the financials, let us know. We can figure something out for you. But we just really want you to be there. The second thing I want to talk about, besides LTN Con, is this book here. You have one too?
You mean this book here?
Yours looks different than mine.
Well, I have a color grade on my camera. yours, they printed yours at Kinko's.
Yeah.
Mine went to the actual.
Huh. Well, here it is. Co-founder Drew Dixon wrote a book, and it's a parent's guide to video games. Know That Gamer. So you can get a copy. Smile.amazon.com. Just make sure you select Love Thy Nerd as your Smile recipient. You need to order it. It was I looked at it. It was number 1 in kids
books written books by Drew Dixon.
I don't know what that means exactly, but it just came out officially just a couple days ago. So I think there's a link. Awesome. Click that link, and it will take you there.
I'll tell you everything you need to know about this book. You ready? Okay. Yeah. Additionally, you're going to want to read everything around, because whenever a sentence starts with additionally,
sure,
there's context.
Right. Yeah.
Additionally, I doubt that I would ever have had the chance to write a book about video games, or would have had the confidence to do it without the support and the encouragement of the co-founders of Love Thy Nerd.
Follow along here.
The end. And they all lived happily ever after.
Well, my
specifically,
name's
Chris Gwaltney,
okay,
Bubba Stalkup, April Lynn Cowett, Matt Warmbier, spelled your name wrong, and Kate Katawaki. There you go.
You all need to make it happen.
That's Dallas right there. Go buy the book. It's fantastic. It's so good. It's even better than what I just read, if you can believe that.
I can hardly believe it. Better than Sinbad?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, and I don't think he makes that claim in here that he's better than Sinbad.
Better than the Sinbad book. Where is that book? What happened to it? Shoot.
You moved it too many times. That's what happened. You need to stay put.
I have a Sinbad book that gives you a lot of great life advice I like to read for you all. I need to find it now.
Here's what you need to do. You need to find the next iteration.
Sinbad's next book.
Whatever your next muse is.
Sinbad 2. Electric Boogaloo. Yeah.
Hey, speaking of expansions.
Just real quick, Next Gen Nerd, welcome to the VIP club. You did it.
Ooh.
Became a VIP.
Too late to tell me we don't do that anymore.
No, we do it.
That joke just never gets old for me.
We do it.
Because you always freak out.
We do it.
Yeah. Thanks for wasting your points.
Yeah, you did it. Next time, just put them in the toilet. Just flush them. Hey, today, 13 expansions you have to have for board games. This honestly was a harder list than I thought it was going to be. I came to Bubba earlier in the week and I said, hey, what about 13 expansions? You think we can do it? And he's like, oh yeah, no problem. And I was like, all right, you're probably right. And then I went to my room here and I'm like, what games do I actually have expansions for?
Here's maybe where my confusion was, right? And it's not like, I don't know what an expansion is.
I just thought of another one.
I know you did. And there's so many that you left off of this list just in general. Okay.
There are tons. I was really trying not to do ones that you didn't need the base game anymore to play it, or it didn't really add anything except new characters. But that's part of it as well. So that's the most of the expansions is that they add new characters and or adventures or things. I think that my initial confusion when I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. And then I sat down, I was like, oh no, I was thinking deluxe editions of games. That's what I was thinking. You were thinking deluxe edition. Well, that's the problem.
Some of them do have expansions in them. But that was not where my brain was in the moment when I said yes to this idea, when I greenlit this idea.
Okay, I understand that.
But hey, don't fear thee not, Wayward Travelers. We did it.
We got to the 13. This is, I just don't know.
And there's so many more. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, one that's not on this list that I was thinking about just now, because I turned around also, was Tidal Blade's Angler's Cove.
Oh.
It just adds another character.
Right. Well, there's a lot of small box expansions that you just like, you then jam into the main box and you forget you have the expansion for it.
Yeah.
So,
well, let's get into it.
Let's get into it. These first two probably can be combined into one because you're basically never going to play these apart from each other, depending.
Right.
The first one is an oldie but a goodie. Our good friend Katan, Cities and Knights, but also Katan, the 5 and 6 player expansion, because they both go hand in hand. I honestly, I've never played Katan without the Cities and Knights expansion added to it. I never have. So I don't know that I
played it with the Night City. Was it City and Knights? No.
Oh, well.
The one that I would have added to this would have been Seafarers.
That was, I mean, really, they make so many expansions, especially those early on ones. Like they're all basically the part of the game now. Like everyone uses them for everything. I mean, I know there's crazy new expansions and whole different sets, but like the first few, like the 3 we just mentioned, are ones everyone plays with. So you can add Seafarers to it. That's totally fine. But
yeah, I mean, the 5 to 6 player one, it adds ports as well as 2 other people to play. But like that's sometimes.
Then maybe I've only played both of those two. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
Who knows? It's Nebulos actually, because when somebody sits down, they teach you. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it correct for the errands in the chat here. Catan.
It is Catan. I say Catan because I say
Catan because pinkies out,
it's
baby.
Catan. It's Catan. And I have to tell myself to say it the right way, and then I don't do it because then I confuse myself about which way is the right way.
You just say whatever you need to say.
Yeah, just say it with your heart, and you'll be fine. Well, then in the Knights one, new commodities, some different resources, meadow and mountain spaces. Yeah,
I've never played with any of that.
There's the Knight.
Does he say "ni"?
He says stuff. So
okay.
I'm guessing most of you played this game.
But the Knight, like the pawn,
yeah,
that's in regular Catan.
Then maybe I'm confusing myself here.
Okay, Catan, you're on notice here, okay, sir. There's too much.
The game came out before I really got into the hobby, like really, dove in deep. And it's been, this one came out in 1998. The other expansion came out, 96, 97.
They're very old games.
Yeah, they're old. And they came out basically, when I was still a wee lad. So I don't know anymore what I've played with. And that's kind of was the point of this list is like, how many of these games do we just play with the expansion and we just don't know anymore? We do and we would never play it. We would never play it the base game way, basically. So,
because honestly, to me, like that's what an expansion should do. Hopefully we get through this list. Anytime
we're not in any rush out of here, right?
Like Anna's always like, stop buying expansions, stop buying expansions, stop buying expansions. Because if I like a game enough, I will buy the expansion and then I will want to play with the expansion rules. And on the other hand, only ever really wants to play the base game. She's not interested in learning new rules or anything like that.
Well, and that's what I was talking with Erin about it. She said that we don't really do a lot of the expansions because typically I'm teaching new people the game, and I'm like, absolutely. We don't want to. I won't add the expansion this time. Like it will be too confusing, and then we never get back to playing that game again.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of games like that. Like looking at my show over here, I have Dune, and then the first Dune expansion. I haven't even been able to play the first Dune expansion. It's just sitting there waiting for me, taunting me.
That's me. It's great. It's not on this list. Okay. Don't at me. This is not a definitive list. It's not comprehensive.
No.
But it's great, but Dune on its own freaking stands.
Yeah, exactly. Like that game by itself is so good, and I feel like I'm always teaching new people to play, and I'm never able to just make the expansion happen. I haven't even read the rules for it; it's just sitting there. But I knew I needed it because it's one of those games. Just like when Ark Nova expansion comes out, I will get it.
Yeah, and I do need to get the second Dune expansion.
Yes, so do I. Hey, that's
future Bubba's problem.
Catan, potato, Cities and Knights, and then the 5 to 6 player expansion. You all probably know about that stuff, right?
I know about it.
For so long. I didn't know Cosmos was a publisher for these for Catan.
I don't want to say anything stupid like, oh, well, that's new. I also did not know that because to me, Catan stands on its own.
Yeah, well, I know like Asmodee did as well. I did know that. So maybe they just like kind of put themselves out there. And whoever
some things I just don't think about, if I'm being real.
Yep.
Who publishes Catan is one of them.
I'm sure you all play the game. So let us know what you think. Do you play the game? Do you play this game or any of the other games to come without the expansions? Because I would love to know.
You should play the game if for no other reason than the artist's first name is Vulcan.
Volcan. It's
Vulcan.
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 Hey, next on our list is a little game that's near and dear to our hearts here in the Warm Beer household, Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle. And I specifically said the Charms and Potions expansion, although there are 2 expansions. There's a Monster Book of Monsters and the Charms.
Yep.
Both of them add quite
much.
a bit. Like I think the Charms adds the extra player, so you can be Luna. They're adding more villains, and Aaron wanted to make sure I was able to show you all this. Like, it's almost too many cards because this is a deck building game. It's almost too many cards. So I'm pretty sure we've played this game. I think we're in the last scenario for the Charms. And it's difficult.
Yeah.
We've played through, and we're pretty sure we've not seen all the cards yet because there are like just so many for a deck building game. When you play 2 players, like it's too many.
That's a lot of cards.
Okay. I say it's too many. It's almost too many because you're just never going to see.
For what you're actually doing in the game, that's a lot of cards.
It is a whole lot of cards. I'm just going to split the deck here real fast. There we go. This game is a deck building game. You're in the base game. You're playing through each of the books of Harry Potter, and you're adding a little bit more each book. The game gets a little bit more difficult. Progressively adds more cards. More.
Are you playing through the books or are you playing through the movies?
I'm playing through the books.
I think you're playing through the movies.
I'm probably playing through the movies, but I'm playing through the books in my brain.
You ever thought about that? Because I know you guys are purists when it comes to Mr. Potter.
Well, there were some cards where like this didn't happen yet, and there was a spoiler that like kind of like spoiled our kids. Like, a firebolt. It may not have been a firebolt, like the broom thing. And it was like
Harry knows magic
in book 2, and we're like, what? He gets a new broomstick? Anyways, the charms and potions expansion, you're creating charms and potions as you play different cards down, or if you're able to defeat bosses, or if you're able to do certain tasks in the game, you get ingredients to make potions. Mm-hmm. And as soon as you're able to make those potions, you get cards based on that you can then utilize to do more cool stuff. But this adds just more playability. There's more scenarios to play through. This one has like 4 or 5. So
does it add so the base game has all the books in it though, right? Yes. Like you can play through the series. This just adds the extra scenarios, the characters, cards, like items, charms, and stuff like that. Yeah.
Charms, potions, little items. I think I had one on the desk here. Nope, I don't. But then because you're playing through all 7 movies or books, you be the judge in the base game. This kind of goes back and like does specific points in the books, or in the movies. So.
And Matt, you're constantly picking up the promo cards every time we go to.
Yeah. Well, and I asked at Gen Con, I was like, "Hey, there gonna be any more of those? You got any more of those Harry Potter Hogwarts games coming?"
Hey man, you guys got
and they're like, and she told me no. That the plan right now is no, because they're not really sure what they would even do next. because they've gone through everything.
The answer is Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah, that's
Can we stop pretending like it doesn't exist?
The answer is
come on.
I don't want it.
You don't want Johnny Depp in your game? I think you do.
I don't know if I do. I guess I would take that, but the Fantastic Beasts movies just did not entice me. I fell asleep all the time.
Well, you gotta watch them during daytime hours.
Yeah, maybe not in the afternoon.
That's just a pro tip for watching things in general.
Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle, the Charms and Potions expansion. It's from the op, 2 to 5 players. If you can't play 5 players unless you get this expansion. 60 to 120 minutes, 11 plus on the ages.
Or less.
Yeah, if they can play a deck builder, which I think a lot of kids could if you taught them. And just let them do it.
Kids are resilient.
Cursed Child. I would take Cursed Child.
No, honestly, can't have it.
Before I took Fantastic Beasts.
Fantastic Beasts?
Well, it says Beats here. Yeah. Fantastic
Beasts. This is Harry Potter Remix.
Yes.
Boom, 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 boom. All right. Next one here. Wingspan.
Yeah.
Specifically, Oceania expansion.
Yeah. You're showing it there. But yeah, this adds more birds. Surprise, surprise. I actually thought about getting all the cards out for Wingspan as well, because there's almost too many birds, and there are 2 expansions. There's the European expansion, I think it's what it's called, and then this Oceania one. But the Oceania one gives you new player boards and new food to get. And this is giving you a little bit. You're able to use this new food type as kind of like a wild in some ways, but then you lose it at the end of each round. So tons more birds. I mean, the game is amazing. If you haven't played the base game, like it's absolutely, like I don't know one person who's played this game that said, I hate it.
I do. But it's one of those deals, and we've talked about Wingspan ad nauseum before. Okay. It's a game about bird watching.
Right. And that's what you think. You're like, oh, I don't think so.
As good as the gameplay is, it is a game about bird watching. And if that doesn't grip you at all, and you're not willing to get past that, if you have a mental block, you're not going to enjoy this game. But for 90% of everybody else who has played this game, it's great. And this does what good expansions do. It adds more of the goodness to the game. It doesn't, add any, unnecessary complexity or anything like that. It just makes the good game better.
Yep, I agree. And there's just more and more and more coming as well. So I think the Asia expansion is next, and there's also going to be a nesting box that holds all the expansions.
Praise the freaking Lord.
I know. I think it was at Gen Con, and I didn't grab it. I was like, I'll wait. I'm okay. Really.
Well, good news is new birds are being made every day. And so this game has got content on content on content.
I just saw a post on Instagram or Facebook or somewhere from Jamie from Stonemeyer showing off a rooster. It looked like a rooster, a wild rooster. So it looked really cool. There's more and more coming. So if Wingspan is your thing, make sure you pick up this one, because it does add quite a bit to the game, and really it's the only way I play now. So it is absolutely worth the pickup. So this is from Stonemeyer, like I said, 1 to 5 players, 40 to 70 minutes. You can read it all there, ages 10 plus.
All right.
Worth the pickup.
Next,
now I haven't personally played Prelude, but I have played Terraforming Mars. And from what I gather, and from what all of you said on Discord, because I asked the question yesterday, what expansions need to be included, and several of you said Prelude. It looks like it just kind of speeds the game up a little bit.
I would be here for that with OG Terraforming Mars.
It gives you a jump start on the terraforming process. Like it definitely streamlines the base game, which I love the sound of that. So I knowing that, I think I might pick this one up, because I do like Terraforming Mars. I do like Ares Expedition. I'm wondering what this will, if I had this, would I like this better than Ares? when I saw it at like Gen Con and other conventions or in the store, I always thought that it was like a story, like you're playing it through a campaign. I was like, oh, it's the prelude. Like they're trying to get you through a campaign. And that's where I just stayed away from it because I was like, I don't think I need this.
Yeah.
But
I don't want to really live on Mars.
Terraforming Mars is on your call list? Oh, Chadwick. It's okay.
OG or Ares? Be specific, Chad. If it's Ares, I've got a home for it.
Yeah, I know a guy.
Yeah.
So
I've let 2 copies of Ares slip through my hands.
Your cold clutches.
Yeah.
So 1 to 5 players for Terraforming Mars, 90 to 120 minutes. How long is the other one? Hold on.
Well, I did learn that it takes 6 months for an unmanned craft to make it to Mars, and so the journey for a manned craft is 2.5 years.
Well, spoiler alert, this says 90 to 120 minutes. The box also says 90 to 120 minutes.
Well, agree to disagree, I guess.
Maybe it's more like the 90-minute range. Those of you who've played it, let me know if it does actually speed it up or if it's just adding more stuff to it. But
we played with a guy who could beat us in 45 minutes in this game.
Oh, yeah. He had played 80 times by the time.
Yeah.
And he just started playing Tuesday. Oh, yeah, I love this game. I play all the time. Like, yes, you do. I had no chance. I had no chance against you because he just knew the cards. Yeah, Ares is really good. If you want the Terraforming Mars feel,
just get that.
Get that. More expansions for that are coming out as well. So,
oh, really?
Yeah. Well,
there
are 3 expansions, and I backed them. They're coming.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
3 expansions, 1 low price.
$1 billion.
Yeah, just $1 billion.
I want the expansion that lets me do Settlers of Mars Tan. That's what I want to do.
A Tan? I think you mean Tan.
Well, I'm getting a tan on Mars. I ain't going there not getting a tan.
Chad. Yeah, you better. Hey, so make that one happen. I think if you love that game and you haven't played Prelude like me, I think we need to make it happen. Oh. Hey, next on our list, this is an oldie but a goodie back from 2006. It's Ticket to Ride USA 1910.
USA.
The big part of this, and we don't have to talk long about this one because I think most of you have played Ticket to Ride. If you have the US version, you'll know that the cards are tiny, and this gives you big cards.
That's not the USA way.
Tiny cards. It really this is worth the money just to be like to have larger cards. Like they go from like baby cards to normal size cards. Like
what a racket!
You haven't played 19 yet. You have to. Like for me with big hands, like this is a no-brainer on the expansion. Like to be honest with you, I don't even know if it's added anything else. Let me just have a quick look. 35 new 1910 destination tickets, a Globetrotter bonus card for completing
the Globetrotters are in this game.
The Harley. Okay, that's right. The Globetrotter bonus for completing the most tickets and 4 mystery train destinations. So it does add a little bit more, but basically, like you're getting this one for the larger cards. Enough said. If you haven't played Ticket to Ride, it's a classic game.
Honestly, when you put this on the list, I was like, I don't think there's an expansion for Ticket to Ride. I think they just released more Ticket to Ride.
This is the one you want.
But if you need bigger cards,
okay, let's move on.
Yep.
That's quick.
Thanks, Ticket to Ride.
All right. Next one that's near and dear to our hearts. It's so far away. Do you have it in your hand? I have it over here.
Commissioned the Call. I have it on the screen.
You can talk.
And Matt is going to reach for it. I don't know why I'm like color commentating what you're doing. I could actually said a story or something.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure we got it like really nice and close and show this right there. Nope,
I'm just noticing that the box on the screen, not the one you're holding, doesn't have the logo on it.
It does not.
Interesting. Yeah. So this Commission the Call. This is by Kara Games. This expansion is a game that LTN loves. That doesn't have us on there either.
No,
but if they ever
doesn't.
do a reprint,
yes.
But that being said, this game, we're going to have this so that you can play it, take a look at it, and hopefully go and buy it at LTN Con.
Yeah.
You can come, and we're going to have a whole table set up that is, these are the LTN loves these games. And so love for you guys to come and check that out. And if not, just go and get you a copy of this game. Commission, we've talked about it again 1,000 times. It is a game that is basically, for all intents and purposes, reverse pandemic.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to get everything to stop spreading, you are trying to spread the influence of Christianity across the Harlem Globetrotters of the day. And so it's so good.
The call is just adding, it's making it harder for you. It does add 2 new apostles, some more scenarios, more trials of solo play. But
solo play was paramount.
Yeah. Yes. And there's a chain module that basically just makes the game from difficult to very difficult, like very quickly. For those of you who really want to, who've played through the base game enough times to know how to play it, know what you're getting. If you really want to challenge yourself, this is the way to go.
Kind of makes me appreciate like the presence of Christianity in the world today.
It does. It really does.
If it was anything like playing this game, it was super hard.
Yep. So that is out now. And like Bubba said, if you're at LTN Con, we will have some copies for you all to play.
Yep.
And we'll make sure people are there to teach you how to play as well. Aaron and I have played this on co-optional a couple times. We played it for LTN Con a couple times. We've played it. It's been around for quite a while. So
the game is tough.
The game is tough. Absolutely.
It's so hard. Tough. But it's like games that are difficult. I'm trying to teach my son this, right? Games that are difficult, things that are difficult in general, when you finally complete it, when you finally conquer it and you beat it, it's so cathartic.
Feels so good. Feels so good. And one of those games for me is the Lord of the Rings card game, the living card game. Like same deal. Like it's so hard. PJ likes it too.
See, I can't hear this mic in my headphones, but every time PJ does that, because that's his thing right now, is just to scream like a banshee. Yeah. Well, he probably didn't get the color of crayon that he wanted. That's probably what happened.
That sounds right. Yeah, Chad, well, you can't play this one without the base game. So we'll make sure that it's both are there, and we'll have them ready to roll. Cool. So, hey, that is Commissioned the Call from Car Games.
All right. And I gotta move to page 2 here.
Yep. Oh, there it is. Now, this one right here, another one you all told me to put on the list. I don't know anything about it. I've played Seven Wonders, but I don't know why Leaders is so important. Looks like it adds cards you can use for the base game. 4 new guilds, 1 new wonder, and 36 leader cards. So just seems like it's adding more to the base game to make it more of a rich, deeper feel. Like this is one of those things where like it's probably an expansion that shouldn't have been an expansion. It should have just been in the base game when it came out. But they're like, you know what? How can we make this better? Here it is.
So we see a lot of this
expansions.
We see a lot of this with Kickstarter these days, right? Where it's like, hey, back this game. If you back this game, you'll get this expansion. And you're like, just put the dang thing in the box. I mean, like, but again, that's me as a consumer going, just give me all the things I want in one spot.
Give me the stuff. And you'll even like, sometimes you'll see games go to Kickstarter, they're successful, the game's out for a while, and then they go back to Kickstarter and they're like, with updated rules and more blah-de-blahs. And you're like, well, that would have been nice to know. Like, I already backed this game. Now, like, what are we gonna do now? So, but I don't think that this one is like this one's been around since 2011. So I think if you like Seven Wonders, you're going to want to pick this one up. It just gives you more stuff, makes the game a little bit more, there's some replayability. That's what I was looking for. I was going to say diverse, but that was not the right word.
No.
Replayability for it. I don't know if this expansion can be used with the newest version of Seven Wonders. They re-released it, kind of like updated things. I don't know if if Leaders is included in that new one. It's something maybe you all can answer me in the chat here.
I'll tell you what. I'll get it, and I'll use this expansion with Katan, and I'll tell you how it goes.
Perfect. Yeah. Just get the Seafarers one. Add to that.
And then we'll be like, I'd never play without it. I always have leaders, 7 Wonders leaders in my Catan.
Cool. And that is 7 Wonders leaders. You can read all the cool stuff there. Repost production. Repost production.
Repos. I like it. All right, next.
Next is Champions of Midgard Valhalla. You've played Champions of Midgard, right?
No.
I put this on here because I thought you did.
No, I'm a filthy freaking casual when it comes to most games. My toxic trait is that I don't like play games as often as I should. Like that's.
No, I agree. Like we talk a lot about games that we just never have the time to play many of them. So.
You know what they say? Those who can't do teach, and
that's
so
right.
like that's
and those who can't teach
should go to college.
Teach gym.
That's right. That's how that went.
Yeah. So hey, Champions of Midgard. I was told by you all, and I didn't want to like have a bunch of games in here that we didn't know about, but here's another one that we don't really know about. I thought Bubba, you would play this one, but I think I'm getting you confused with that other godlike game from Come On. I don't know. I will think of it later. We played.
I love what is happening right now.
There's too many games out there.
It's got the pieces, probably some cardboards in there, maybe a little bit of plastic.
Yeah. So hey, Champions of Midgard Valhalla. It's just again probably one of those expansions that's going to add more depth.
Here's the deal.
The game.
It's rated 8.4 on BGG. Like that's
got to be good.
That's kind of a thing. We haven't played it. I tell you what, Matt, we'll figure it out. I'm going to be at your house for a week. We'll figure out how to get a hold of this in October, and we'll play it, and we'll put it on our list of games to knock out, because there are a lot of games. We talked about this a couple weeks ago, games that we have not played. I don't mind having games on our lists that we've not played, that you guys are like, hey, you should play this, because we don't have to be the foremost authority on everything.
We don't have time to.
I don't. And honestly, it's going to be a super boring thing to watch and or listen to if you're only taking the advice of the games that we've played. Yeah. So we're going to put stuff on these lists that we don't know anything about. And this one, you guys said that it was something that we should play. And so boom, here it is on our list. You should play it too? Question mark? I don't know.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know. Please let us know. Okay. Hey, but the next one though, I have played, and I have only played with expansions. Cosmic Encounter. This game originally came out in 1977. Did you know that? This is an oldie, and it was re-released.
I did not know that.
In 2008, and there was another Cosmic Encounter in 2000. I don't know if it's the same one, but this game's been around for a very long time, and people now only play with the expansions because the expansions just add so much more depth.
I would imagine if it's been out since the 70s, it's a lot like, hey, do you play Dungeons and Dragons First Edition? And most people say no.
I don't know if there's any expansions for the 77 one, but yeah, this game's been around for forever.
I only play Cosmic Encounters 78.
Yeah.
I play like the Madden series.
Yeah, I mean, it had a 6.9 from, basically people weren't rating games back then on BGG, if you can believe it or not. So to still have a 6.9 in the modern era, it's pretty good for an older game. So this is just going to add, I didn't put a specific expansion because there are a metric ton of them. That
it says a 7.5. Where'd you see 6.9?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at the 1977 one.
Oh, okay. Right.
This is kind of like one of those games, and we could have put Dominion on this list, where you don't really play the base game of Dominion. You play with all the stuff. And that's the same with this one. Like, you play with all the stuff that is out. And there are a few you'll probably avoid because, like, well, that, we know this one's kind of broken, or we know this one isn't as good as these other ones, or whatever. But basically, like, you play what's out there and you put it all together, and it will mostly fit in one box. So
yeah.
Have you've not played Cosmic Encounter before?
Not even a little bit. I see it. Like it's there. It's at every convention that we go to. No, I haven't played anything about it. Like I don't hear about it. I don't play about it. So
I like it.
Down.
It is an older game, and you can tell like it is an older game, but it's fun. I think it
references Radio Shack a lot. Yeah, pick up the new expansion at Circuit City.
Okay, next on the list.
Scythe. That's what I have.
Yeah, that's what I have too. I was looking for
pause for effect here.
Scythe, Invaders from Afar. This one's going to add a couple more factions you can be in the game, which I personally.
Every one of the expansions adds factions for Scythe, and the beauty of it is if you've never played Scythe, to me, this is a very short list of games, right? But if there are games that I think that every tabletop enthusiast should play, Scythe is on that list of games. Yep. I'll be very honest with you right now. It's not my favorite game. Okay, by any stretch of the imagination. It's actually, because of how little it gets played in my house, it's on my call list. All right. But that doesn't mean that it's not a great game. That doesn't mean that it's not like a game that I think everybody should play. One of the things that makes it such a great game is that every faction that was going to be in the game was on the board. There was a space for it on the OG board when the original game came out. That is the kind of forethought that I need in game design. And Jamie Stagmeyer, Stonemeyer Games, and his team, they were thinking about this game tip to tail, beginning to end, in its entirety when they made it. And because there's so many dang factions, you can actually buy, and it's not on this list, but you can buy a board expansion, because if you flip the base board over, it's just a larger print of the base board, and then you buy the little expander piece that gives you the full breadth of the board. Wonderful game design. Yeah. So that being said,
very well
Invaders from Afar, the reason I put it on this list and not any of the other ones, could have done Rise of Fenris. That would have been great. That's
where my thought was too. But that's this one makes sense.
To me, that adds so much. It's like a whole another category of things. It's not just an expansion. It's like a whole game in and of itself. But this one adds a mechanic that I think should be a part of the base game, which is the airships. Right?
Oh wait, no, that's the airships expansion.
Invaders from Afar adds the airships.
It does not.
I looked it up. It said that it did.
Invaders from Afar adds 2 factions. And then the airships expansion adds airships. Hold on.
Oh my gosh.
Keep talking.
Oh, I just borked it. That's the one that I was talking about, was the airships. Oh no. I did a oopsie. I thought that's what it was.
Well, I think that's the wind gambit. The wind gambit is the airships.
Well, let's do that one then.
Invaders from Afar adds 2 more factions into the game that were already prepared. You're right. All the things you're saying are right on. But they had 2 expansions that are out for the game.
This adds 2 new modules that can be played together, including airships and resolutions.
There you go. Well, hey,
this is what I meant.
Both are very good. I think both are worth adding to the game when you play, especially if you're playing. You've played through the game several times and you just want variety. Yeah. The Invaders from Afar just adds more to it. I mean, I hate playing against those 2 because they don't have to cross any water, and they just they're slower, but they can just go right to the freaking factory in the middle. And I'm like, I hate you guys.
Again, so again, when I was trying to, when we were trying to think of things that add meaningful gameplay and not just more factions. This is the one that I was thinking of, because the airships add meaningful gameplay in the way that you like traverse the land, and in the strategies that you take, because there is a lot of like crossing the water and like all that stuff. And so I don't know, my bad. Well, I'm so human, it hurts sometimes. But hey, if you would like to come on board and help us produce this show so I don't bork as much, that would be fantastic. Please let me know. But here's the deal. Like if you're going to do Scythe, if you can spare the $250 to go all in on it, you might as well just do that. Good.
I think that the Wind Gambit, and I was trying to look really fast. It's been a while since it came out. I think it was created by a fan, and he liked it so much he made it for real.
That was
I know My Little Scythe was. Yeah, I know My Little Scythe was, but I thought this one was too.
And then My Little Scythe has an airships expansion to it as well. Eyes in the Sky, I think is what it's called.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we're very far behind on those ones. We haven't gotten any expansions on it. So
I think it just has the one. So
hey, that's Scythe, the Wind Gambit, or
or is it? Who knows?
Whichever one you want.
Yeah, can't wait to play it with Katan.
Both are well worth it with the base game. So next up is just a couple more here. Beasts of Balance Battles Edition. Now, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think that Beasts of Balance now is, Matt was having a hard time finding it. When I purchased it, it was an expansion. Like it was a separate thing that you had to get. Now I think it's all wrapped into
this is the
base
deluxe
game.
Version you were thinking.
Deluxe them if you got them. But you can buy, if you have the base game, you can buy the Battles expansion. And what it does is it takes my favorite game of all time and turns it into obviously a battler, where you can scan the RF chips in the cards to do things to people, like they're things in the virtual world. So Beast of Balance, it's a double entendre. You're balancing these, you can see it, like the shapes, the geometric animals and weird shapes and stuff on this plinth, a base. You're balancing there. And then when you do that, you're also scanning them into a virtual world, and you have to keep them fed. So you're balancing your resources inside of the game. It's fantastic. I love it. It's one of my milkshake games. Actually, it's like the poster child for my milkshake games.
A1 since day one.
Yeah. Milkshakes bring all the boys to the yard. So when you're playing it, people can see, they want to come around, they want to be a part of what it is that you're doing. But Battles takes a nice casual 1 to 1,000,000 game, because as many people as you want can play Beasts of Balance, and it makes it into a competitive experience, which for my kids, terrible. That's the worst thing in the world. But after like you've played 1 billion games of Beasts of Balance, you need it to spice. And so this is what that does.
There are quite a few like standalone character expansions, correct?
Yeah.
That you'll always use when you play the game if you have them. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Those games.
I'm only missing two things. I think I'm missing the lion, and I'm missing the there's like a ghost frog. I'm missing that one, which it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be in my box, but it never came. And then the company went belly up. They're back as a different company now, but yeah. So I'm just gonna have to buy that and get it.
No, thanks to freaking.
And then whatever else the new stuff that's come out. But anyway, Beasts of Balance.
More new stuff?
Always, man. It's a brand new game. Now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Beasts of Balance. There you go. And then we have one more on the list. Tiny Epic Galaxies Black.
Sorry, I forgot to click on that one.
I'm going to try again. Tiny Epic Galaxies.
Just keep talking.
Black. We talked a lot about games that will fit in your pocket last week, and this was one of them. I know that Bubba will only play Tiny Epic Galaxies with Black included. There, you see, he's getting it. So easy.
Beyond the Black.
Beyond the Black. Oh, I didn't know that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Well, There you go.
Great. Another Bork. The double Borks on this one.
I don't feel bad. It's fine. There's too many games out there in the world, and we're just trying to give you a flash in the pan of ones that we enjoy. But if you have games you like, we'd love to hear about them too. So, like Bubba said, if you want to help us produce, we'd love it.
Absolutely.
Hey, what does this one add that is not in the base game?
So it adds like pilots to the game.
Right.
And like I was trying to look to see if I can find a good picture represent. There we go. So it adds. Normally, it also adds this really cool little track here in the middle. It takes everything about the base game, which it's a resource management, worker placement, kind of a space exploration, dice drafting. It has a lot of really great stuff in this little box, and it puts it again where all good expansions should put a game, where it needs to be. And so, like, one of the things when we were talking with Gamelin about this, they were like, "Hey, we're really starting to push this Into the Black. We only want people to play this game with Into the Black. Like, their goal is for people never to play the base game of Tiny Epic Galaxies. If they do, it's fine. They can't, arrest him or anything. But
not yet.
Not legally, yeah.
Citizens arrest.
But you can see that it adds, like some different ships where normally you would just have the regular rockets. And then that also adds like special powers and stuff to the way that
I've only ever played this version of the game, so they got me.
Oh, it's okay, yeah, right. So hey, some people don't even know how the base game plays, but this is the final form of it. And again, I think it's one of those poster children for like, hey, this is exactly what the game should be like.
Right.
And sometimes it just takes time to get there, and that's okay.
Hey,
it's okay.
Games evolve, If you don't like it, you can make your own house rules, right?
You can get it. You can get out. You can get out.
Hey, that was our not extensive 13 expansions you have to have. And there are some we love and some we don't really know a whole lot about, but you all said to put them on there. So they're on there. And now I need to play them with you. So let's do it.
Mike Soul said in the chat, what? No Lost Ruins expansion? No. I think that, to me, I'm going to say this right now, and like, I love CGE. I love them to death, man. And it's not going to be that bad. I did too much of a preamble there, but like I think that honestly, for me, I love the Lost Ruins expansion. I think there's enough going on in that game. I don't know that it necessarily warrants an expansion. All right. So do you need to have the expansion? Probs nah, because to me, when you put the Lost Ruins expansion on there, it's a lot like, hey, you liked The Matrix? You should come over to my house and we'll watch The Matrix Reloaded. And then
the Animatrix, please.
Oh, please. Well, that's what I mean, like, and all of that as well. And so like it's one of those things where I'm like, I think that the base game does so well that to add on to it, you have to be really heavy into that game. You have to really want to play that, because
I've only played the base game, so
it adds a lot more complexity. I mean, a lot more complexity to it.
You get like individual characters, right?
Yeah, and they have like player power, variable player power, and stuff like that.
I like the idea. If you've played the base game enough and you just need like a little bit more, I can see why they would make it.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, it's fantastic, but I think that it doesn't add enough to the base game that I would be like, that you have to have this expansion. Oh, I was missing this the whole time, because you're working on this tracker, on 2 versions of a tracker on the right hand side. You're trying to manage all your resources. Yeah, you're trying to do all of your worker placements. I was
like, my brain was not with it.
Yeah,
I just know my limits. Maybe I'll play it again someday. Play it.
Yeah. I think you would like it,
I liked the base game. So
I have it. I have the expansion. Please just let me say that. Get off my back about it. All right.
I know you do.
Stop yelling at me.
those are our 13 games. You can see Mike still had an opinion of one we should have had. We'd love to hear more from you.
Yep.
What games did we miss? What games do you only play?
I think we got them all
with the expansion. There aren't many left to choose from. No. What games do you choose? What games do you play that you only play with the expansion or expansions, as it were, in some cases? We'd love to know, because like I said, there are too many games in the world and we don't know them all. And we'd love to know more and what games we should be playing. So, put it in the comments if you're watching on YouTube. Follow us on the socials. Join our Discord, because we'd love to carry this conversation there. And we have a tabletop games little channel. Little channel guy.
Oh, it's a little channel there.
Is this called Tabletop Games? Yeah, Tabletop Games. There we
go.
I'd love to have more conversation there. And if you're coming to LTN Con, bring some games with you that you want to play. I'd love to sit down and play a game with you all. Well, not all of you, because I don't think I could physically do it.
You already said it. Sorry, no takesies, backsies.
When I'm able to. So
I also want you guys to go and join our board game arena community. Shaun of the Dead, of the Dead, Shaun of the Dead. I read it correctly in my mind, and then I'm looking at it. It's off the Dead. He created this for us, and
of the Dead. Yeah.
Board Game Arena. Just go and search for Love Thy Nerd. Okay, all one word together. Join that, because Matt and I are not in the physical space to play games together all the time, and I know that none of you live in my area, and so like if we want to play games together, we have to do it online. This is a way that we can do it, and really, if we want to play games together, it really only takes one or two people to have the deluxe account. And if you all want to play, and you will play, I will purchase a deluxe account. LTN will have one. So let us know. We want to play games with you guys. We want to hang out. We want to keep this stuff going. And it doesn't always need to be video games. Sometimes you don't want to play a video game, but then you play a tabletop game in video game space.
What you didn't say is like the board game arena, like you don't have to sit and play through a whole game at one time. Like it's turn based. Take the turn when you're able to take your turn. I mean, if it's going to take you a week to take a turn, maybe think about not joining that game. But like, if you're able to take a few turns a day, cool. And you'll get an alert, usually like a notification email, or you can just leave it up on your computer and play it when it's your turn. So it's fun. It's like a really great way to play.
And there are so many games on it.
There really are. And once you get the deluxe tier, like you actually subscribe, even more unlocked. So many.
So much more.
So many. Hey, you want to like raid somebody or something?
Yep, we're gonna stick around for the raid. Don't go anywhere. Hey, Adam, right at the perfect time. We're about to close this mother down.
Adam, hope you're doing well.
Hey, stick around for the raid. We'll find out who we're gonna raid here in just a second. But I want to say thank you for being a part of what we do. If you are not already, I want to give you an opportunity to be a financial partner with Love Thy Nerd. Exclamation point partner in the chat, or lovethynerd.com/partner. We are a qualifying 501c3 nonprofit organization, and your gifts are tax deductible. Mm-hmm. And so if those letters and numbers in that combination mean anything to you, sweet. If not, play a hilarious joke on us and donate anyway. But we would love for you to come and be a part of that partner team. Fact of the matter is, this is a ministry that we do. We do this because we feel like God is calling us to love and serve our nerdy neighbors in this space. And we cannot do this without money. That's the brass tacks of it all. You don't have to give $1 million. This is not we're not going to siphon your paycheck or anything weird like that. This is not hopefully going to become a Netflix documentary. Okay. Like this is just, we're trying to love and serve the people in this area. And if you want to be a part of that, you can go to lovethynerd.com/partner and figure that out. If you do, you gain access to a space that we call the Fellowship of the Nerd, which is our Facebook community where we talk with you guys about things that we're looking at doing. We get feedback. We share things with you early, all sorts of stuff. And if you're coming to LTN Con, those of you that are in the fellowship, you get access to a special dinner a night early where we get to hang out and share stories and just love on you guys specifically. So if that is something that you want to be a part of, I would love for you to come and do that. If you need more information on that, please contact me or Matt, Bubba at Love Thy Nerd or Matt at lovethynerd.com respectively. So, hey, stick around for the raid. I'm going to switch the scene and we'll go and figure it out. But you can also find this show Saturday mornings on ltnonair.com or on the Live 365 app by just searching for LTN Radio. Would love for you guys to come and hang out. Also, lovethynerd.com/YouTube for all of this stuff and more. And then just more. Lovethynerd.com. Just go check that out. We got a lot of great content for you there. Resources, videos, podcasts, all sorts of stuff. Hang it out. Share it with your friends. Let your Mima know all the cool things that you're doing. She can't wait to get poked on Facebook. So just have some good stuff.
Hey, a quick update here before we raid.
I can't wait.
A few weeks ago, I said there are games that were on our shelf of opportunity, and I did play Carnegie last night, and I really enjoyed it.
I saw that you played Carnegie.
I've learned it, and I will be ready to teach it to others. Hopefully. So, there you go.
Let's see. Oh, let's raid.
Hey, everyone, don't leave. Hang out. Love
Don't
the people
go
we raid.
anywhere.
Don't go.
Let's raid. We're gonna raid Checkpoint Church.
Okay, sounds great. Bubba's working on it. He's got it.
Click it, clack, click it, clack. Yep. Copy and spam. Copy and spam. Hey, we're gonna get out of here, but just remember, if no one else tells you this, I promise it's true. Jesus loves you now.